students, welcome to the Media Center, Dr. V.S. Krishna Government Degree and PG College Autonomous, Visakhapatnam. Today's our learning concept is Kinky demand curve. You know, this is one of the important topic under theories of price determination or theories of markets in microeconomics. How we study this concept, how we learn this concept, now we will see. Before going to the Kinky demand concept under oligopoly in microeconomics, first of all we have to learn what is the learning objectives of Kinky demand curve. Learning objectives of Kinky demand curve are here. Understand the characteristic features of oligopoly, and secondly, understand the structure of a firm, particularly the interrelationship between one firm to another firm, that is nothing but interdependence of the firms. And thoroughly understand about price rigidity, this is very important one, because basing on the price rigidity only we can derive demand curve or Kinky demand curve. Okay. So, these are all the learning objectives of our learning concept today, that is Kinky demand curve. Once again I reveal the same. Here today we learn the concept Kinky demand curve. You know very well this is an important concept under theories of price determination or theories of markets, which is a important topic in microeconomics. So, what is the advantage of this concept, which is nothing but learning objectives. Here the first and foremost learning outcome of this concept is understand the meaning of oligopoly and characteristics of oligopoly, and secondly understand the structure of the firm, particularly the interdependence between one firm to another firm, and third outcome of learning of this concept is understand about the price rigidity, and finally how Kinky demand curve is one of the peculiar feature of oligopoly. Okay. And coming to the second one, coming to the meaning of oligopoly. See, here under imperfect competition, you know very well many are the market types. First is monopoly, second one is monopolistic competition, and third one is a oligopoly, and fourth one is a duopoly. So, our concept is oligopoly. So, what is the oligopoly? Oligopoly refers to the situation in which for the product there exists only limited number of sellers. Limited number of sellers or only few firms produce the product with slight variations or sometimes homogeneous too. And coming to the second feature is rigidity. Price rigidity is one of the specific feature of this oligopoly market, and the third one is Kinky demand curve. I hope all are well understood this concept, that is the meaning of oligopoly. Once again I repeat the meaning of oligopoly. Oligopoly is a market situation. It is a market situation in which the existence of sellers or firms are very limited, in the sense the number vary from 72 to 10. 72 to 10, the existence of number of sellers or the number of firms are 72 to 10. And coming to the second feature is sellers or the firms recognize their interdependence between one firm to another firm. And third feature is rigidity. Here rigidity means price rigidity. We will go what is the meaning of price rigidity. Basing on that, how we can get Kinky demand curve. These are all the features of oligopoly market. And coming to the first one is price rigidity. What is the meaning of price rigidity? In oligopoly market, any firm determine the price basing on the other rival firm price decisions. Every firm determine their own price basing on the rival firm price decisions, so that once the price is fixed, it is almost all remain constant. The firms simply reluctant to rise the price or reluctant to change the price. They never increase the price, they won't decrease the price. And prevailing, they simply stick up at a particular price is called as price rigidity. Dear students, well understand the price rigidity is very important in the oligopoly market, because basing on that only we derive a kinky demand curve, and on kinky demand curve we can finally determine how the firm attains equilibrium. So, what is the price rigidity under oligopoly? You know very well, there exist only few sellers. These sellers to get profits determine their price level basing on the rival firms' price decisions. Once the price is fixed according to the rival firm price decisions, they won't change the price. Instead, they stick up at a particular price is called as price rigidity. In other words, reluctance among the firms either to raise the price or fall the price. Instead, stick up at one price is called as price rigidity. Yes, coming to the why price rigidity, this is very important to know. Why the price rigidity? There exist only few firms, you know. There exist only few firms in oligopoly market, so that their interdependence is a common thing. One firm totally depends upon another firm. Dependency means the price decisions, the output decisions, how much of they have to supply, where the new market they extend. These things are interrelated with each firm. That interdependence is recognized by existing few firms under oligopoly. If a firm, why price rigidity? This is an important topic. Why price rigidity? If a firm, in view of getting profits, lower the price, immediately other firms react. Other firms react and they also start to decrease the price, resulting all firms get increase in demand, but how much of increase in demand because of fall in price, they are unable to understand, they are unable to find out. So that no firm decrease the price, at the same time no firm is willing to increase the price. No firm try to increase the price, because if any firm start to increase the price because of getting profits, other firms doesn't want to raise their prices. Instead, they stick up to at existing price, resulting those firms who are increase the price, they start to lose the customers. That is the reason once the price is fixed by the firm basing on other rival firm decisions, they doesn't want to touch the price. They stick up to that price and the sale procedures go on. No firm can increase the price, no firm can decrease the price, because if any firm decrease the price means other rival firms immediately follow. So that no benefit obtained by the former firm. And if any firm increase the price means other firms may not follow, resulting they never lose the consumers. That is the reason why the price rigidity in oligopoly market. I hope all are understood well regarding this price rigidity. See, already you know very well meaning of price rigidity and why price rigidity, and then we come to the kinky demand curve. Dear students, you know very well what is the nature of the demand curve. It slopes downwards from left to right, basing on law of demand. Higher the price, lower is the demand, lower the price, higher is the demand. Yes, here also, here means in oligopoly market also, the firm's demand curve slopes downwards from left to right, but it has a peculiar nature in the sense there is a kink in the demand curve. There is a kink in the demand curve. It was developed by, this kinky demand curve was developed by Paul M. Sweezy. He was the economist developed kinked demand curve in oligopoly market. So, what is the kink demand curve? See, what is the kink demand curve? A two segments demand curve. I will show this kink demand curve. Again, I will come back. See, this is the demand curve under oligopoly. This is a two segments demand curve. On OX-axis, as usual, we measure output level. And on OY-axis, what we measure is price. See, here the demand curve slopes downwards, no doubt about that. But here there exists a kink at the point P. At the point P, there is a kink, a small kink arises here. The first part of the demand curve is dP, and the second part of the demand curve is again PD. In between, there is a kink. Because of that kink arises in between two segments of the demand curve, and it has popularly known as kink demand curve. This kink demand curve has two features. This kink demand curve has two features. One is more elastic demand nature and less elastic demand nature. What is the more elastic demand nature? Means if any firm wants to rise the price in view of getting profits, other firms may not, and hence the price rising firm immediately lose the consumers. The responsiveness of demand in relation to a small rise in price is more. That is called as a more elastic nature of demand curve. And see, this is a more elastic nature of demand curve. And the second segment is less elastic in the sense the responsiveness of demand in relation to price change is very minimum. What it means is that if any firm wants to decrease the price, yes, all other limited firms, yes, of course, are also follow the same, resulting the demand increases, but how much of the revenue they can get, they cannot identify. The responsiveness of demand in relation to a small fall in prices, it doesn't mind. That is the reason a demand curve, the first part is more elastic nature and the second part is less elastic nature. See, this is a differences in elasticity of the demand curve. Here what we mentioned is the upper portion of the demand curve is a more elastic nature and the lower portion of the demand curve is a inelastic because of price rigidity nature under oligopoly market. So with this, see, these are all the assumptions of the kinky demand curve. Price rigidity is possible only there exist few forms. Otherwise, it is not at all possible. And MC curve passes through the dotted portion of the demand curve or the MR curve. See, again assumptions of the kinky demand curve. What is the first one? There are only few forms in the market for the product. The product are almost all a close with a slight differentiation. And the next one is no need of advertisement expenditure because only few firms they produce homogeneous product or a slight differentiated product. If it is the case, there is no need of advertisement. And next one is established market prices. Established market prices means once the price is fixed, it remain constant for 4 years or 5 years, etc. And coming to the next one is if a firm increase the price, others will not. If the firm lowers the price, rival will start. These are all the features of assumptions of oligopoly market. And coming to the equilibrium, how the firm determine the output with a fixed price. This is the diagram for that. See, equilibrium. This is a kinky demand curve, you know very well. DD and at point P there is a kink, and this is the MC curve and this is the MR curve. When the MC curve and MR curve intersect, at that point the price, the output level is fixed, and that price is determined. This is about equilibrium of the firm under perfect oligopoly market. See, the equilibrium is achieved when the marginal cost yes, the equilibrium is achieved when the marginal cost MC curve equal to the MR curve, or MC is equal to MR. You know very well this is the condition for equilibrium, and here the equality of both determines price and quantity, and finally the price is a stick up at one particular price. This is called as the nature of price rigidity and the nature of the kinky demand curve in oligopoly market. Thank you.